Hello, Aries. I hope you're doing well today. Gonna have you take a deep breath with me. And in. And out. Thank you. Alright. I'm gonna take past, present, and future cards for you. From the regular Rider-Waite tarot. I've been tripping all over my words today. Alright. In the near past, we have the Eight of Pentacles, really working hard, concentrating on investing your time and energy into something that is going to be profitable in the material realm. And it looks as though you have been working hard to create a new beginning for yourself, trying to end another cycle and begin a brand new, fresh one. Too many. I can do that. It seems as though in this present energy, we have this Queen of Cups, this Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy, water energy. She is in the upright position representing emotional abundance, in her intuition being strong, being somebody that could be quite magical, very nurturing and loving, and yeah, very, very caring. And it's followed with Justice in the reverse and the Knight of Cups. So it feels as though there's a time period that you might be experiencing. It's interesting. I just saw like the way that these cards are presented. It is like when there's a tree at the edge of a lake and the reflection is there, and how often there's a lot of imagery out there of there being an image up here and then something different but similar in the water, if you can understand that. I don't know if I described that well. Anyways, but it's reminding, or I got this I got this feeling that you may be living the opposite life currently of this Queen of Cups. It's like for some reason, it looks like your life feels like an opposite reflection, and in some aspects it might feel like a negative opposite reflection. It's like this person is so intuitive and so able to give love and give it freely to the people that she feels that like deserve it, and then you're on this other side, having love but being too afraid or too stuck in the daydreams of what you desire it to look like to even move forward with the cup of love, or just struggling to generally provide cups of love to the people that you truly want to provide them to. And this karmic justice, I mean justice, but it feels as though it is karmic justice of some sort, and it's feeling like it's referring to like if some almost being, I'm getting like being, I don't mean cursed, but it's like that feeling of being cursed with the inability to communicate your feelings. And it's like almost feeling like I'm getting this general energy of it's feeling like a punishment, that it's like why the scales are balancing out, and if depending on what side of the scales you are on, it's depending on what you'll get from the universe, so that the energies are balanced out. And it's almost like there's this time period right now that is requiring you to both realize this struggles within emotional, intimate communication, as well as, and it could also be a blockage within your own intuition as well. As well as, it's like you're realizing it. Even I'm really struggling to speak right now. You're realizing it and you're not able to do much about it other than if you want to really invest in learning how to communicate in a tender, caring way. And it might take you a while to get there. And that could also be very frustrating. Even if your daydreams are really fulfilling, it feels like it's also a somewhat frustrating situation that you can't say what you want to say. And your future energy, you may be rejecting some aspects of your divine feminine energy within you. Divine feminine energy, divine masculine energy, you know, male and female energies are within us all. It doesn't really, it's not meaning anything. It's just more masculine, feminine, whatever. So, but in this case, it's like you're not in touch with the feminine energy. And sometimes that is really difficult if you're following a, I guess, classic stereotypical male role, because it can feel like a number of things, but potentially a hit to the pride if you have to tap into your more feminine traits. But again, all of us have stereotypical masculine, feminine attributes. It's just tapping into the beautiful aspects of each of them and really involving yourself wholeheartedly within them. 717 on the clock, in order to be able to see through the veil of the material realm and not. Yeah. Taking both intuition and logic into the picture is very important. And it especially shows up here that there needs to be that balance of that feminine, divine feminine energy that is looking at both the logic aspects and the intuition aspects and mingling them together in order to get a centered, wise conclusion. But continuing on, because there seems to be this disconnect within the feminine aspects, it looks as though some sort of, could be financial partnership is falling through, and it's leading you to feel much less successful. And it's leading to, it's like, even if you have been successful in some aspects, it really feels as though yeah, it feels just not, you're not getting what you put the time and investments in. You may have voiced your opinion, you may have voiced what you need, but however things went, it came out less successful than had hoped. And somebody's breaking a material type of partnership. It could be business partners, something similar. Oh. Excuse me. And then I have in this further clarification, it seems as though somebody really needs to concentrate on self-love and concentrate on reevaluating what the cup of love really means. Offering a cup of love to somebody really means filling your own cup first so that you can overflow with unconditional love. And there's this very confident creative, charismatic, somebody that's in touch with both their light and their shadow sides, you know, the things that they hide and the things that they allow out in the open. This person is standing in their power, but there is a lot of, I'm getting like from the Sun in the reverse and then the Eight of Cups in the reverse. It's like there's a lot of depression and things. It's something about like they can still see a lot of the positive sides of things, but there's a lot of sad emotions that are there's been light shown on them, and this there may be also communication of somebody wanting to leave to work on themselves and work on their own happiness, but also desiring to stay. Maybe not even come back, but there's like a battle. Like these emotions of sadness, 11:11 on the clock, seem to be causing also emotions of I need to go take care of myself, but I also want to come back, 11:22 on the clock. And so it may just be that somebody is experiencing like a lot of mental turmoil and they just need time to themselves so that they can be the person that they want to be around you, or you can be the person that you want to be around them. Take what resonates and leave the rest behind, of course. And then I'm going to take a card from the When My Soul Whispered Oracle deck. And interesting. How did I do here? Okay. Belong. And 12:21 on the clock. Balance. Listen. One more. I guess we're getting a couple of these. All right. Let's do it. Belong. Growth is painful. Change is painful. But nothing is as painful as staying stuck somewhere you don't belong. Now is the perfect time to seek out the company of those who share similar beliefs and ideals with your own. If your current circle is not supportive of what you are striving toward, it may be necessary to limit the amount of time you spend with these people and seek out others who will support you in your endeavors. Humans tend to mimic the attitudes and behaviors of the people they are surrounded by. If you desire to make change in your life, you should begin by looking at those around you to determine whether those individuals reflect the person you desire to be. If you find that they hold competing goals or values, it may be time to seek out those to whom you feel a greater sense of alignment. When you find a tribe where you truly belong, you will allow yourself to flourish. My light, tribe, community, kin, collaborate. My shadow, differ, oppose, disconnect, disassociate. My sacred words. I become increasingly like those with whom I keep company. With this in mind, I choose wisely. Connected to the base chakra. Living in a group and eating in clusters, the sparrow chooses to remain with its kin in order to protect itself against predators. In order to thrive, humans must also be a part of a group that shares a common purpose. Balance. Balance is not something you find, it's something you create. And now is the time to address any areas of imbalance in your life. It is easy to find yourself overly engaged in one aspect of the human experience at the expense of another. If one area is neglected for long enough, you may fail to act as a cohesive unit and in turn find it difficult to flourish. Balance does not mean that all areas of your life must be in a constant state of equilibrium. it is more likely that you will experience the natural ebb and flow between personal priority areas throughout your life. Remember to not veer too far into any one direction. When you become aware that you are focused on one area more than another, consider making a conscious effort to pay attention to the neglected area. Remember that to truly thrive, you must ensure that you are not neglecting any aspect of your core self. My light, stability, poise, constancy, ebb and flow. My shadow, unstable, erratic, precarious, inconsistent. My sacred words. When all areas of my life are in balance, my life becomes more harmonious. Connected to the solar plexus chakra. In order to fly, the bee must be able to regulate its body temperature. This analogy leads itself well to humans, where flight represents life and regulation of body temperature signifies the areas of life in which you are trying to find balance. Balance. Listen. The word listen contains the same letters as the word silent. Many people claim to be good listeners, yet fail to possess the innate ability to really listen. People often take an active role in listening to one another, adding comments, remarks, opinions, and expressions of reaction to what they are hearing. True listening goes beyond that which can be heard with your ears. Listen for the subtle nuances. Consider the pauses, the thoughtful stares, the wistful gazes. Listen with your heart. Hear the words and allow them to evoke within you a response that gives rise to empathy and compassion. Allow others to really feel that they are being heard. Suppress any urges you have to comment or pass judgment. Allow the story to come forth unsullied by the lens through which you see the world. The more you listen, the more you will learn. My light, attentive, aware, open, willing. My shadow, closed, obtuse, imperceptive, narrow-minded. My sacred words. I realize that the most important words are the ones that are unspoken, connected to the throat chakra. When you hold a seashell to your ear, it is easy to hear the whispers of the ocean. Every wave as it hits the shore, it gently recedes. As you listen to the stories of others, make sure that you pay attention to the small details, not letting yourself be distracted by your own thoughts and feelings. Microcosm. To see the world in a grain of sand and heaven in a wildflower, hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. Every human is the embodiment of the universe in miniature form. It is time to recognize the dynamic relationship existence between yourself and all that surrounds you. Like the butterfly effect, every action, word, and movement is reflected and magnified as it reverberates into the time and space it surrounds. Many people underestimate their ability to affect change on the wider scale and become stuck. Realize that you can become a catalyst for great change right now, simply by making changes in your own interactions with the world around you. Critics will say that no one will notice a drop of water in the ocean, but if your actions inspire another, which in turn inspires another, the ocean eventually creates a tidal wave, bringing with it great power and an altered landscape. Never underestimate the effect of the small upon the great. My light, miniature, encapsulate, embody, small scale. My shadow, internalize, insular, narrow, underestimate. My sacred words. I strive to show through example how one person can be a catalyst for great change, connected to the base chakra. Intuition. You will know the truth by the way it feels. Intuition is seldom wrong. How many times has a situation occurred and you found yourself saying, I knew I shouldn't have done that, ended up berating yourself for making a less than ideal choice? Instead of listening to the opinions of others, tune in to the voice of your own heart as it speaks to you. Your intuition does not speak through words, but through subtle impressions that leave you with a silent knowing of the right path. Intuition will never force you down one particular road. Rather, it will act as a compass as you navigate the terrain. While at all times you remain at liberty to choose your own direction, when presented with different options, ask yourself what feels right. It is likely that one choice will stand out above others. This is your inner compass guiding you towards the best decision for you at this moment. Pay attention to the cues as they come. Do not doubt your intuition as it steers you in the best direction. My light: instinct, feeling, awareness, sense. My shadow: anxious, doubt, uncertain, visceral. My sacred words: I acknowledge that my inner guidance will not lead me in the wrong direction. Connected to the third eye chakra. Intuition. Take what's yours and leave the rest behind. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye.